Hey guys, Ash Lane here coming at you, introducing the newest troop in Clash of Clans. It is the BOWLER, unlocked at Town Hall 10, and of course Town Hall 11. At Town Hall 10, he goes up to level 2. At Town Hall 11, he unlocks level 3. Now the BOWLER is mainly a war troop, and we'll get to why exactly on the replays. I have a Town Hall 10 replay and a Town Hall 11 replay, but before that, we'll get into his stats and to show the mechanics behind how he actually works on offense. So you can see DPS, this is a max BOWLER at level 3, is 85, hit points 380, so not a ton of damage, not a ton of hit points, certainly kind of a squishier unit. Movement speed, he's pretty slow as well, housing space is 8, he has an area splash damage like we've never seen before. Like I said, we'll get to that in just a second. He's big and he's blue. I love the artwork on the BOWLER. He's pretty cool looking, and it almost seems like he naturally should have always been in the game in a way. We'll see what he looks like in an army camp. The name BOWLER kind of grows on you. I thought it was a little strange at first, but now, after I've known his name for a week or two now, I'm kind of used to it. But at first, you're like, BOWLER, interesting. But anyway, let's see him in-game, see how he works. So this is very interesting. We're going to drop a golem. This is not a real attack. Rather, I just want to illustrate his usage here. So here's the BOWLER. He has this big rock here. What he does is he throws it at 2 targets. It bounces and it hits one target and then onto another target. So it does a little bit more damage to the first target. So this troop will really benefit people who have a really solid awareness of different units' hit points on the map. So it's certainly a unit you have to plan for. As you can see, that wizard tower was not taken out, whereas the archer tower previous to that was. Now, the BOWLER troop has a few utilities in terms of a well-planned war attack, but mainly he is a funneling unit. He will be the first unit whose main purpose is just to funnel your troops in the direction that you want them to. Why is he a funneling unit? Because he's the only unit in the game who can use those boulders to create a funnel essentially in 2 locations at once, along the perimeter of the map and in the interior of the map. It's really good against these square-type bases that are so popular in the game. It's good against other bases too, but these can absolutely be demolished using the BOWLER. So I'm going to start with the Queen Walk here in the south. I'm going to go ahead and drop the Queen over here. I'm going to drop a BOWLER with the Queen just to help her move along faster. Remember, we only have 3 minutes now, so any extra DPS does help. Hoping that that healer locks onto the BOWLER. It does not. Let's drop 1 more BOWLER. I want to save 4 for the main funneling purpose when I enter in the golem as well as the witches. So you can see this BOWLER is actually staying pretty close to the Queen, which is what we want because the healers will also affect the BOWLER as well. So the BOWLER hopefully here will go around and take care of that army camp, and the Queen will go in the base, and then we'll drop the main kill squad, the main second phase of the attack involving the golems and the wizards. Let's sprinkle some of these in, and look at these BOWLERs here, and deploy them all up in the top here, and what they're going to do is take down those 2 gold mines, causing the troops to funnel into the base, similar to a wizard would do, but they're also going to take out the gold mine and the cannon over here to help keep the witches and the rest of the army on track, guiding them towards the center of the base. So essentially we have 2 flanks, the Archer Queen, and as part of the Queen Walk in the first phase, we have the BOWLERs who are going to merge into the main army right now, engaging the center, the core of that base. So it actually works out pretty well. Now, the cool thing about the BOWLERs is if they don't die when you're trying to get them to funnel properly, they actually have a great relationship with the rest of the army. You can see they join there, and they do some splash damage to the rest of the core there. They join along with those wizards. Now, like I said, they don't have a lot of hit points, so you do have to protect them, but if you can keep them alive, you can see there's 2 BOWLERs up north. They actually do a decent amount of damage when you add up both of their strikes, and remember, those are splash damage as well. So we have our Queen still alive. We have plenty of wizards and witches in the core. We have about 3 or 4 BOWLERs still alive on the map, so things are looking really, really good, and there's still a minute left on the clock, so this is going to be a pretty easy 3-star. Like I said, the Queen being alive with those healers, obviously a huge benefit to pulling off the 3-star, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So you saw how I used the BOWLERs, right? You can use them both with the queen on a queen walk, or you can use them to kind of cut off one of the angles, especially against, again, against these square base designs. It really works out really well. I've been able to consistently 3-star these bases using this strategy, this troop composition, with the bowlers in there and the queen walk starting the raid out. So it actually, in my mind, really increases the viability of 3-star attacks using these bowlers, especially in relationship to the queen walk at Town Hall 10. Now remember, they're only 2 at Town Hall 10, then they upgrade to Town Hall to 3 at Town Hall 11. So let's go ahead and do an attack at Town Hall 11. And we'll see how we do here against another one of these variations of the square base. You guys who watch my channel often know how I like to tackle these bases. This is a 100% maxed out base with the new level 4 Inferno Towers and level 9 mortars. I like to start with the Queen Walk from one area and then merge that into the main attack, which will be, again, a Mass Witch type attack. And in this case, we'll have 8 total. We have 2 in the Clan Castle. And then we'll use the bowlers again to funnel from the perimeter and keep all the witches and skeletons and wizards going into that core. So I'm going to go ahead. I used the giant to lure out that clan castle, and I brought a poison this time and 2 jump spells in exchange for the earthquake spells. So we're just going to take our time right now, melting away those skeletons, the clan castle. We're going to be counting on our queen to take out the clan castle as well as the enemy queen here. That's why we decided to attack from this angle, and I am prepared to use 2 rage spells to keep her alive if need be. So we're going to go ahead and enter in. As soon as that mortar is down, we're going to enter in the rest of the forces here. So the queen's getting pretty low on health. I have my finger on the trigger, but it looks like she's going to take that cannon out and stay alive. Now we're going to have to go ahead and use it. We're going to use, because the expos now do significantly more amount of damage, so you have to keep that in mind. So here comes the rest of the army. We're making sure we clump them close together, deploy that Grand Warden right on those witches, because the radius is, I believe, 1 square less than it used to be of his special abilities, so keep that in mind when deploying the Grand Warden with your troops. The queen is still alive here. Everything's looking good. Deploying my bowlers, and the bowlers will start taking out those defenses along the edges and make sure that the witches go towards the center, towards that jump spell. So let's see how they do here. The bowlers stay alive pretty well from the perimeter like this, kind of using them to snipe their way in. The queen's doing well. She's still alive. I still have a rage spell left to use. I could have maybe held off just a little bit longer on a couple of those bowlers and used them from the perimeter as well, just to take out that mortar down there. But you can see they're still alive on that perimeter. They're kind of dying out here, but they did their job. They kept that southeast side clear. Let's see if we can pull off this 3-star using the bowlers. It might be tight on time, and that's the thing with Town Hall 11. Now that we don't have those 30 extra seconds, it's going to be tough to pull off these type of queen walk attacks, especially against the Eagle Artillery. You just need more time in the first phase of the attack, because you don't want to activate the Eagle Artillery until the queen has done a lot of her walk, a lot of her work. So you can see it's going to be pretty close here on this attack. It might be 3 stars. We'll have to see. You can see, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we were actually able to record our own footage for these sneak peeks, so no more mass dragon attacks. Hope you guys appreciate that, but at the same time, might not gonna be able to pull this 3-star off here. Pretty close. It looks like over 90%, but it's not going to be a 3-star, so going to have to find ways to deal with the new time restrictions at Town Hall 10 and 11. Maybe they'll change it back, who knows, but guys, hope you enjoyed those examples of the new troop, the Bowler, on offense. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and as always, take care.